Great morning, everybody. Great morning. I hope everybody woke up grateful for your morning. That you're alive again another day. I hope you reminded yourself of 5 things that you're grateful for. I hope you reminded yourself of 5 things you're grateful for. Be repetitive because my computer keeps shutting out, so I wanted to make sure that you guys hear me. All right. So, another great day. Set a high vibe. It's a beautiful day outside. I hope you guys are getting the most out of your week. Today I want to talk to you guys about unconditional love. But there's a couple of questions. Oh, the sun is really shining here, eh? You can't see me. There we go. There, you know what? It's all good. Okay, so this morning I want to answer a couple of questions that I was given. I think it'll help you guys all out. Anybody who's looking to lose weight or get fit or whatever the case is. There were some questions that came in because of my weight loss, my mission that I'm on. A couple of people have told me, Tobi, it's really noticeable the weight that you're losing. Are you sure you're doing it in a safe way? Because you're losing quite a bit of weight fast. And yeah, I am. I'm doing it in an all natural way. Okay? Actually, this morning I want to show you guys all what I'm using because this is my situation. I have degenerative disc disease in my lower back. So I can't really do certain exercises, and both of my knees I was just fitted for prosthetic braces, so I have leg braces that have to be on my knees if I'm doing any kind of sports or any outdoor activities or stuff like that. So I can't, you see, so that limits me as to how I can exercise. So I had to look into alternative ways to lose the weight. So with the research that I did, I realized that we suffer with weight loss because of our lymphatic systems in our body that doesn't have a pump to push this toxins out of our body. So things get backed up, toxins. And because living the majority of my life, it was a toxic lifestyle, toxic mentality. I was feeding myself the wrong things. Anyway. Now, I needed to find an option for me because of my recent heart attack also that wasn't going to put any kind of strain on my body. That my body, I just would help it along the way to do what it naturally had to do. So, I had to change my mentality about the weight that I was carrying, first of all, and realize that it's just an accumulation of all the toxins, because when your fats are stored in your body, well, so are all kinds of other harmful things. So this morning I wanted to show you what exactly I'm using because it's working. And it's very simple. But yeah, I had to invest in myself. So this is what I'm using. Foot detox patches, all right, every night. You put them at the base of your feet, you stick them on, you put your socks on, and it pulls toxins, okay? Why? Because at the base of your feet, in the middle of your foot, that's where your kidney functions is. So I use detox foot patches, so it'll pull it out. What else do I use? I am using beetroot, okay? I'm on, and I use this daily, okay? Daily. So beetroot. And I'm also using this. Turmeric, curcumin, but with the ginger and pepper extract. This is what I'm using. And a lot of water. Simple. I'm not doing anything extravagant. So those are the 3 things that I have been using for a month. And my body is responding great. I'm losing the weight. I'm feeling better. it was a little bit of an up and down when the weight started to go, because as the weight goes, you're feeling all of the toxins and everything that's stored in your weight. But that's okay, because as long as I continue to do what I'm doing, my body's going to naturally remove everything it has to. Okay? I believe in my body and I trust my body. And that's another thing too. I don't need to be out there stressing my body right now. What I need to be doing is allowing my body, oh gosh, look at this. Well, allowing my body to repair itself, because your body has all it needs. So all I'm doing is assisting basically with circulation and with the inflammation by taking the all natural stuff, giving my body what it needs, pulling out toxins. And I had just ordered Lymphatic Complete from Microbes, just because that's loaded with all kinds of stuff that I can't eat. The cost of food and everything going up is just, so that's my investment in myself. It's cheaper than a gym membership, and right now I couldn't use a membership at a gym if I wanted to. All right? Okay. Also, too, somebody mentioned to me about the program, and that they were disappointed that I put it on hold for a little bit. I didn't squash the program, okay, that I'm creating. I really believe that there's learning that I have yet to acquire, that it's going to be essential to bring the best out in that program. I've already started the creation of it. Yes, I've put together modules. I have the framework of 10 modules already. So it looks like it's going to possibly even go from an 8-week program to a 12-week program, because I think the extension of making it a little longer and a little bit more impactful is going to really accelerate change in people. Okay? It may take a little longer, but it's support, and I want to create a system where when I put the program out, there's a support system behind that. Because when we start this change and this evolution and this awakening, hey, it's not an easy process in the first couple of stages. It really isn't. You start to doubt yourself. You start to wonder if you're crazy. You start to, okay, and it's very hard, because that wraps into our topic this morning of unconditional love. Understand that we've been trained since birth to love everything with conditions. So that's not unconditional love. Okay? Now, I want to infuse unconditional love in a manner, in a support system where there's no judgment, free of shame, for people to back this program. I don't want to just enlighten people and then leave them in the mess. No, because it really takes, yes, once you start awakening to certain things and understanding certain things, you need support. You need people of the same like-mindedness to motivate you, to inspire you, because it's very easy to fall back into the same way of being, because that's how you're used to being. Okay? And that's how your body's used to governing itself. So yes, it's very easy to disrupt that all, but it's also just as easy to go back to governing the way that got you into the mess. Okay? So this morning I wanted to talk about unconditional love, because I mention it a lot, and I talk about that we're sourced from an infinite unconditional love. But I don't think anybody really, well, I retract that. No. Okay? I think that many of you need an explanation, or a different awareness of unconditional love. Because without really fully understanding it, it's really hard to apply it or teach it or practice it. You have to feel it. You have to know what it is in order to be able to explain it. Okay? And since we're born, we're not exempt from this. Every one of us, it's happened to us. We've been taught that love comes with conditions. And we've been taught that we had to be a certain way in order to be loved. Or we had to be a certain way in order to be lovable. Okay? And we've been conditioned to believe that we have to govern ourselves a certain way in order for there to be a chance at love in our life. And this is not true, right? Our soul is sourced by the energy of infinite unconditional love without any conditions, okay? It doesn't matter who you are, how you are, what color your skin may be, what has happened to you, what you believe your limitations are. It doesn't matter what shame you carry. It doesn't matter what denial you carry. It doesn't matter about any of that stuff. Because you're sourced by unconditional love. Now, if this unconditional love loved you with conditions, your experience would have been removed from you a long time ago. It's as simple as that. Okay, we all make mistakes, and we're here to make the changes for the generations that are coming. So, all of you that are listening to me, and all of you that are seeking my videos out, understand that it's not for any reason, okay? Like just for, oh, no reason and I have nothing better to do. No. Your soul knows exactly why you're listening to me. Your soul believes that listening to me is going to help you awaken. And that's why you listen to me. It's not because, oh, you've got nothing better to do with your mornings. Because I make a lot of sense when I'm talking to you all. And I understand that it helps. But I want you all to understand also that the unconditional love that's giving you your life experience loves you no matter what. So therefore, it's never working against you. Ever. You have this life experience for a reason. You're not here for no reason, okay? You're here for huge reasons, and you matter. And you have to learn how to love without conditions. And that's very difficult to do when all you've been trained to do is love with conditions. I want you guys to understand the difference. So, this morning I'm going to take it to a little different place this morning, okay? Now, in my last book, A Wise and Rising, which is a parenting book, I have a chapter on unconditional love. And just like 15 minutes ago, that's why I came on late this morning, because I went into a meditation before, just not a meditation, just I centered myself and I asked questions. Okay, what am I supposed to speak about this morning? Like, where do you want me to take this? And I was guided to unconditional love. Now, that's not exactly the topic that I had prepared for this morning, but anyway. So when I asked, all right, so how do you want me to serve this? Like, how do I was guided to go and pull out a book, which I wrote, because my books don't come from my logical thinking brain. They come from a higher source, which is this unconditional, infinite love that fuels me. I just let it flow when I write. So, I was guided to go and pull out a book this morning and explain to you all unconditional love. So I'm going to read you a bit of my chapter 7 on unconditional love in my parenting book, okay? All right? Conditional love is a thinking process of loving. It is not the feeling of love, the state of love, source of love, or source love. This is a state of thinking that is within you, that is made up of all the beliefs about love that you have deeply planted. If you pick yourself apart, only choosing to love some parts of yourself, you are conditionally loving yourself. We all do it. We all do it when we go through numerous partners intimately also. We pick them apart, conditionally loving them, which only gives you the ability to stay stuck. We are never truly capable of eliminating this within yourself if you are not aware that you are loving conditionally. We decide how to treat ourselves and others based on conditions. We love our children differently from this conditional state. This is unhealthy and will stunt their growth into a highly stunting their growth from being a highly successful, well-rounded individual. We show them praise for accomplishments, goals achieved. We scorn their mistakes. We stunt their learning because of our own unhealed wounds of life. We rob them of ever reaching their highest potential by installing fear into them, or even trying to steer them in a direction that is different from their truest nature. This is not healthy for anybody and causes extreme turmoil within a human being and their own experience of life, forcing them to search for what they are lacking externally, never being able to stay tapped into it internally. This is not fair to you, your children, your life, your mindset, or your well-being. Okay? I go on to talk about what unconditional love is. Unconditional love is a state of feeling, as this is the energy that gives your human body the power to have its magnificent experience here, to understand uniqueness and free will, bringing so much love to the planet. This is the very essence of your truest nature of your being. Whatever your reality here within your experience stays within your human and never infuses into your soul. All of it is just an experience. Your soul remains pure of unconditional love, no matter what you're living on this earth. We have fallen victim to believing that we are our experience of life, and we are not. You are an energetic force of unconditional love and light, firstly, during, and return to it after your experience is over. Remaining to this truest nature of your being allows you to tap into unconditional love. To do this, you must disconnect from all that in which you believe to be true about yourself in this life. Trust the universe, and you will get past all of your own self-inflicted blockages. Ask the universe to guide you and show you. It will. This opens up your ability to loving yourself unconditionally also, bringing forth an understanding of why you were shackled to conditional love for so long, never allowing it to seep into your being again. From the understanding, experiencing, practicing, teaching unconditional love, it is only then that you can learn to love others unconditionally also. What I want to stress to you is this. Love your children without boundaries, conditions, judgments, in a stable, nurturing way. Don't break their spirits before they have a chance to experience their life. Why I say break their spirits is because a child is born into this world within this state of unconditional love for themselves, others, and the world until they are programmed and conditioned differently. Keeping a child within this state of unconditional love will certainly better their unique learning experience, and yours for that matter. It is essential to change how people see themselves and their own unique ability or inability to love wholeheartedly. We can learn to love in the right way, ripping the generations to come away from their truest nature. Our truest nature enhances our personal learning. Tap into it. This is how you reach your highest potential within your experience. And then I go on to the next chapter of highest potential, and I speak about it. Now, we don't unconditionally love ourselves. We have an inability to love ourselves unconditionally. Why? Because since we were born, we have not been taught that. Okay? But that's what you're made of. So it doesn't matter what you've been taught. It doesn't matter what you've lived. It doesn't matter what you've been diagnosed with. It doesn't matter what your opinions are of your experience. It doesn't matter what your opinions are about yourself. No matter who you think you may be. Initially, you are infinite, unconditional love that loves you fully, without any conditions. And if it wasn't the case, I hate to tell y'all, you would have been ripped out of your experience a long time ago. Because I can guarantee that you've been loving yourself and everybody else in your life with conditions. I didn't know the difference until I really felt unconditional love for the first time. And that was 15 months ago, when I realigned to my higher self and tapped into my truest nature. And that took a lot of work to get there because I had self-induced blockages, blocking me from it because of what I believed. Now, I had to humble myself when I realized that everything that I believed was wrong. So when you come to this realization, well, how do you love yourself after that? Well, you have to. Because that's what's sourcing your experience. That loves you unconditionally. Loves you no matter what. Loves you so much it's giving you your experience to be a creator here on this planet. And you mismanage your energy, and you mismanage your life, and you mismanage your love, and you mismanage everything else. But it still gives you another day. It loves you without conditions. So this is where you got to start focusing to love yourself unconditionally. And it's okay. This is why mistakes are supposed to be made. This is why learning is supposed to happen. But this is why we're supposed to get on with ourselves and get over whatever else is inflicting us. Okay? So you can get over and make all the changes and change your belief systems and do everything that you think you've got to do to better your life. But if you can't unconditionally love yourself, well, then there's no point in the rest of it. See, there's a lot of things that people don't like about me, but that's fine, because that's on them. I love myself without any condition. Okay? I embrace my uniqueness and my unique signature in this world. I am not supposed to be like anybody else. That is not Tobi's mission on this planet, is to conform and to shy away and to be like everybody else and love with conditions and allow suffering and inflict suffering. No, that's not who I am. And it doesn't matter what life has been. Every day when I wake up, I have a brand new day to get it right. To learn to love myself even a little bit more unconditionally. Because those old paradigms and those belief systems, they're strong. Just as strong as I am. But that doesn't mean that I have to cave to them. And yeah, you don't think I have situations where I just want to, hey, okay, well, it's easier just to be the person that everybody else is. That's the easiest thing to do. But what am I inflicting in this world if I do that? That's on me. Okay? I have to unconditionally love myself. And I'm at a state of enlightenment that, yes, I have to unconditionally love others. Why? Because we're all connected. That's why. Simple. We're all connected energetically all the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week within this experience. None of us are exempt from it. And what is this energy? It's infinite, unconditional love. So, therefore, what I choose to have in my life, no matter what it is, I have to love it unconditionally. Because we are all connected. So, if I'm not loving another person unconditionally, well, guess what? I'm not loving myself unconditionally. I'm not going to sit there and judge people for how they are and how they act with me. They don't know better. But once I make them aware and they still choose wrong, well then, hey, I still love them unconditionally. It's not on me. That's on them. And they're producing their own karma. But I love them unconditionally. And I don't take it personally anymore. Whereas I used to. All the time. Because I was stuck in my belief systems. Well, this is how it has to be. Because this is what I believe. No, you know what? I'm a student to life who just understands the connection of every single one of us. Understands that there's a bigger picture here, and we're sourced by infinite, unconditional love. And this energy doesn't love me based on any condition. That's what it comes down to. Because if that was the case, well, I would have been ripped out of my experience a long time ago, because I was one of the most ungrateful, narcissistic people while I was going through my trauma. Okay? I hated life. I hated everybody in it. And I just Listen, that's where I govern my being from. Why? Because of my life, how it was served to me. But that's okay. My mother loved me unconditionally. She still does. Just like, hey, you love your children unconditionally. So unconditional love is possible. But I can't even say that for most of you, because do you love your children without conditions? Ask yourself that. And if you can't love yourself unconditionally, well, you can't love anybody else unconditionally. And I had to learn that because, hey, you don't think life is hard? Of course it's hard. Of course it's hard. And yes, sometimes I feel like, yes, I need to apply conditions and, but no, I can't, because where I'm applying conditions, well, conditions will be applied to me. Because we're all connected. So that saying, do unto others as you'd have them do unto you, it actually should be, hey, whatever you're doing to somebody, you're doing it to yourself. Because that's what the fact of it is. Every time you judge somebody, every time you think a bad thought about somebody, every time, that's all on you. Releasing toxins into you, into yourself, rippling that out into the world. That's not being loving. Unconditionally. To yourself or others. Simple. So I hope you guys all are aware of it this morning, the difference. Okay? Because it's huge. And these are the things that, we're not taught when we're growing up. We don't know unconditional love growing up. We're not taught unconditional love. And this is why you all need to be enlightened to the fact that, hey, yes, I stress unconditional love. That's what we're sourced by. So understand it like this. If this unconditional love was loving you with conditions and judging you and shaming you and denying you, it would be denying you of life. Okay? And this is why I tell you to be grateful for your days. And love yourself unconditionally. There's nothing more powerful than that. That's where you tap into your highest potential of a being. This is where you can do anything from. I know from this state that loving unconditionally, look, it's, it's not always easy to remain in this state because of the constant negativity that I'm being fueled by in every aspect of my life. Okay? But how I deal with it all is in a state of being unconditionally loving to myself, which is understanding that there's nothing greater than the power of my soul, which is infinite unconditional love. So breathe it out. Yes, close off the bad thoughts. I don't need to be in those thinking thoughts, those conditional states, brain. No. If I have an idea about something, it's definitely not coming from my head. No. I allow myself to pull ideas from what I should be doing in the greater picture of things. I can't allow myself to remain in this conditional state of what the world has constructed for everybody. Hey, I know my impact wouldn't be felt if I did that. I wouldn't be able to make people see things a different way if I was like that. That's definitely not what I'm meant to do on this planet. And the energy of my being loves me unconditionally. And And I have to be allowing of this energy to flow through me because it's giving me life. Without it, I don't have the experience. Okay? So yeah, you guys, set a high vibe. Be grateful for your day. Unconditionally love yourself. Don't pick yourself apart. And this is where it all stems from. Because you could be making all kinds of changes in your life, thinking that you're doing great for yourself. Yeah, that's great. High five. But you gotta understand that you gotta unconditionally love yourself to be functioning and flowing from a state of your truest nature, your truest being, your truest, the truest nature of your being. It's not hard to figure out when you look at nature. Okay? We're supposed to thrive like nature does. We heal ourselves. Why? Because of the unconditional love that's sourcing your experience. It loves without conditions, and that's why you have the ability to heal. This is why the earth can heal itself. People are the true toxins on this planet. So, if you get right within yourself and you flow naturally the way you should be, in an unconditional loving manner, well, hey, things get easier from there. Like, you can deal with things outside of you a lot better because you understand, number one, it's simply an experience. Okay? When you go to bed tonight, you wake up tomorrow morning, if you're given another day, hey, nothing from today is going to exist tomorrow. You have one day of today that'll never repeat itself. Get the most out of your day. Love yourself unconditionally. Don't waste any of your energy pulling yourself apart, speaking bad about yourself. Infuse love into everything you say and do. For yourself primarily. Okay? It doesn't matter what's happening in your life. The way you're feeling is by your choice alone. So I want you to understand and tap into that source of your life, which is unconditional love. Infinitely. No borders, no boundaries. There's no negativity within that love. There really isn't. We create that for ourselves with all of these conditions. Get rid of that. Okay, so I love you all. Have a great day. Push forward through any limitations you think you may have for yourself. Give yourself a break. Be gentle on yourself, okay? You got one day today. Make the most out of it. Explore yourself. Self-discovery is a wonderful adventure. Unconditionally love yourself no matter what, okay? Don't overreact to things. Let things be. Look at things clearly, okay? When you're in a state of emotion or you're being thrown around within your own mind, you can't see things clearly, okay? Unconditionally love yourself enough, just like the source of your existence is. Because if it was loving you with conditions, trust me, you wouldn't be given another day. Okay? I love you all. Get the most out of your day. All right? You matter. Send me some topics if you guys want me to talk about some other things, all right? If you need any further help, my webpage is up, youmatterthemost.ca. For coaching one-on-one or for group coaching, you got my YouTube channels. There's all kinds of other tools out there. Anyway, I love you all. Have a great day. Get the most out of it. Unconditionally love yourself and others. All right? Peace.